We're here today to see if you can beat Fallout 4 while following Boston law. Now, Massachusetts, like a few other states in the U.S., has an assault weapons ban. This assault weapons ban is pretty much a remnant of the 1994 assault weapons ban that expired in 2004 because it didn't do anything. Didn't stop violent crime, and some of the worst and most influential shootings took place during that period. They've inspired copycats for going on damn near 30 years at this point. That's neither here nor there at the moment. What Massachusetts law says is, standard assault weapons bullshit. Can't take a detachable magazine, have a pistol grip, and a bunch of other shit to it. Easy enough, right? Can't have more than 10 rounds in a magazine. And if it's a shotgun and it has an integral magazine, so a tube magazine, it can't have more than 5 rounds in it, which most only have 4 for the tube anyway. 5 if you count one in the chamber. Any which way. That's what we're working with. Collect up supplies, pick up tire iron from the dead drifter outside of Sanctuary. Scrap some stuff just to get some items here and there, because you are allowed to modify your firearms and the like. Take out the mole rats at Red Rocket. Go about scrapping most of the stuff here as well, just to have up supplies and resources. Head into town. Tried to do the Minuteman quest line here. Game kept crashing, so I just figured I'd hop up on the museum via the church, grab the power armor, head back to the Red Rocket, which I completely demolished and built a little farm thing here. Put the power armor back, get it all fixed up, have it for later, be able to go to the glowing sea with it and not get too irradiated. Drop off our resources and the like, and then head back out to make our way toward Diamond City. Using the tire iron for the most part. Well, collapsible batons are okay, and you are allowed to have them. Figure tire iron, more people have access to. Take the supplies we got off the raiders. Been taking their armor and other miscellaneous items and junk. Dropping them off here. I grabbed a mod that allows for the manufacture of weapons through benches. Okay? You can do this with the automation DLC, but you have to set up conveyor belts and all that shit. This should have been added in the base game. You are allowed in Boston to manufacture your own firearms as long as they're serialized. They do have 3D printer restriction, ghost gun bullshit, even though manufacturing firearms is American tradition, dating back to before America was America, right? Kit guns have always been a thing. They were some of the cheapest things for people to get and manufacture, to have and use. It doesn't matter any which way. We'll just say we're serializing our weapons, okay? So I gather up the stuff and make a bolt-action pipe gun, which is chambered in 50 caliber. I go through and rechamber it in, I do believe, 38. Getting nuked by a super mutant here, trying to find Diamond City again. We are also going to be manufacturing our own ammo. On the way to Diamond City, of course, I had another crash, but that's just how that goes. We're going to be manufacturing our own ammo for the most part, because that's another thing that can't really be regulated too much. And while some caliber, well, only one caliber as far as I know, is illegal in Massachusetts, and that's 50 BMG. We didn't have any 50 cal ammo on us. We made a gun that could shoot it. That's technically not illegal. So whatever. Head to Diamond City. Pick up some ammo for our new gun, and we pick up a new couple of guns anyway. First one we grab here is short hunting rifle. This would technically be a pistol, which bolt-action pistol is not really illegal, and I guess it has to be like a semi-automatic pistol that I don't know, man. The restrictions in some of these places get just kind of bullshit and pedantic, which is just stupid. But we grab that. It's used like a rifle. We're just going to call it a rifle. Going to be sticking a long stock on it and a true length barrel anyway. So that's fine.
You? I don't know you.
Talk to Myrna after we wait a while so that we can pick up some more stuff from her. And she has a hunting shotgun. Well, not hunting shotgun. A short combat shotgun, which is a semi-automatic, magazine-driven shotgun. Put a full stock and whatnot on that too. It doesn't have a pistol grip, so it's fine. Put our new guns to use after we upgrade them a little bit. Make them full rifles. So that we can head down and find Nick easier. The Triggerman can be a little difficult if you're not prepared for them. Their 45 submachine guns can eat through you fairly quickly. As for armor, there's not really any restrictions on body armor in Massachusetts or Boston, for that matter. We go through, we take care of Skinny Malone and his group of whatever, Triggermen, I guess. A strange bunch they are. I'll never understand why they're mimicking gangsters of the 1920s when this is post 2077. Like the Atom Cat's cool, you know, they trick out power armor and the like. Makes more sense. Talk to Nick, do his interview, head over to Kellogg's house. He can't pick it, we can't pick it, so we have to go pick up the key from the mayor, who may or may not be a synth as well. Whatever. Easily talk him into giving us the key. That's fine. Head back over to Nick, head inside, do the whole song and dance in there, pick up the cigars and whatever else. Have Dogmeat smell them, take us to the fort. Here I use one of the melee weapons I made, since it gives access to making DLC weapons through these benches. It's pretty much just a meat hook with extra meat hooks. Go say hi to Kellogg. The combat shotgun puts in work, even with, well, I do believe it's the small magazine it has on it, which is 8 rounds, still below 10. And again, the wording on the law for shotguns is that it has to be like an integral magazine, which has to be below 5. Whatever. Makes sense to me. Full length, doesn't have a pistol grip, 8-round magazine, all good. It's not fully automatic. Anyway, head outside, see the Brotherhood showing up in their airship, which this isn't the first airship the Brotherhood made. They also made airships to go from the west coast to the east coast. And if memory serves me right, a lot of them just got downed in a storm, so I don't know why they think it's a good idea to make another one. But it's the Brotherhood, they kind of do what they want. Head back to Nick, talk to him about it. He gives us the whole need to go do whatever for whatever. You know how it is. I get sidetracked, go and help the Brotherhood of Steel. Wanted to see if anything would be different in their dialogue after the Brotherhood's already showed up. Then go help the ones at the police station. She just says they can't contact the Pridwin. That's it. Pick up the junk jet because it's an air cannon. And while some air cannons would be illegal if you were to fire explosive ordnance out of them, like an air mortar or like an air artillery piece, a normal air gun, they don't give a fuck about. Which also brings way to other air-powered and or steam-powered guns in Fallout. After we give him the deep-range transponder, whatever, we drop the gun that he gave us because we can't have it. I count laser weapons as firearms because they would be classified as firearms. Head back to Dr. What's-Her-Face so that she can tell us to go get a... Nope, we already got the thing. So that we can give her a bit of brain that we picked out of this guy. So that we can walk through his memories. Why his memories are stored in the hippocampus, I don't know. I thought they were just neural pathways in the brain and whatnot, and that's what they were trying to explain with the whole thing. Would have made more sense if they just said cut his head off and bring it back. I mean, wouldn't be the first time you'd be cutting off people's heads to bring back. By this point, I've made myself a revolver and some ammo for it. I don't use it much because it's too slow firing, even though it's a goddamn double action revolver. Dude's always using it in single action. These things here, while having a longer trigger pull, that's just it would fire just as fast as any other semi-automatic pistol, pretty much. Well, any semi-automatic pistol that has a hammer. Anyway, off topic. Went to Virgil, talked to him. He tells us to go get the chip thing, so we go get the chip thing from the robot. Don't really know what the Corsair chip is for. Like, they're supposed to use it to be able to hijack a frequency. But does that mean the Corsair can teleport out whenever they want to? Or does it just mean that they always know where the Corsair is? And if it's the latter and not the former, why don't they put one in every synth so they could just teleport them back automatically? Without needing to send someone out to get them and bring them back. After that, I go to say hi to the Railroad. I hate this faction. Take them out before they even start shooting at me. I just hate this faction. Like, sure, if you were talking about people, it'd be one thing. But you see how these synths are made. And sure, it's not their choice to be made and have, you know, an actual personality and thought and all that shit and be made to be a different person and someone you don't want to be. Whatever. None of us choose to be who we are. Alright? They just got to deal with that shit. Okay? At the end of the day, they are nothing but like organic robots. And you see them be made from like random ass bones that are synthetically made, put onto a frame, and then muscle woven into them, and then skin put on top. And yeah, they're not random people. Head back to Virgil there. By this point, I created a harpoon gun with I think it's called a flechette modification, a shotgun version of the harpoon gun. Hits hard. It's also an air gun. It has no, like, muzzle blast that isn't just air. So I'm going with it's an air gun. A lot like the railway rifle, which I would also consider an air gun, not a steam gun. And maybe the broadsider. Didn't really look into the broadsider. Was mostly only thinking of it now. Broadsider might also only be an air cannon. Any which way, these aren't considered firearms, right? You can use them to take big game in the lake. Even nowadays, you can get like 50 cal air rifles that can take out white-tailed deer, but it's also air bows, which take like an arrow slipped over a barrel. It's a whole thing. Again, not illegal. Normal harpoon guns aren't illegal either. Mind you, a normal harpoon gun isn't driven by air. It's just a fucking bungee cord, really. That's just extended. Anyway, Maxon gives us the quest to go clear Fort whatever the fuck of the super mutants, so we go and clear them of the super mutants. On my way there, I realized that the flechette mod for the harpoon gun pretty much gives you infinite ammo. It shoots up to like, well, it shoots 5 at a time technically, but only using 1 ammo, and then you can retrieve the ammo up to 5 a time off of your target. Go talk to Elder Maxon, which the Brotherhood is supposed to work off of merit, and I don't really care for Maxon because he's supposed to be a descendant of the founder of the Brotherhood, and he's just an asshole because he thinks he's owed the position when the Brotherhood is the remnants of the United States military, and I think it was Roger Maxon. I don't know, could be wrong about the name. The first one there pretty much killed all the scientists that were fucking around with FEV. Told the government, hey, come get us, but the world had ended by that point, and he didn't know, and they just kind of fucked off and did their own thing, right? And then the United States government kind of fucked off to its bunkers and became the Enclave, so it's a whole funny thing. In the middle of him trying to explain to me what's going on in my mission in the Institute, he just fucks off to go fight some random, like, rad stag. Is weird. Picked up my armor. Headed into the transporter thingy. And from what I can remember with the teleportation into the Institute via the Brotherhood is that it doesn't fuck up the way the teleportation to the Institute via the Minuteman does. I also noticed this elevator is just a fucking hazard. Right, there's no glass or anything around it. You get too close to the edge and it's liable to suck you in. Killed father because I'm not dealing with this shit. Leave him in a dignified position for a man befitting his status. And then I just kind of fuck off back to the Brotherhood. Build a bunch of fence posts. Get up my experience, get up my level, so that I could take a couple extra skills that are needed to upgrade my guns. Put a longer barrel on the gun I hardly ever use. Put an advanced semi-automatic receiver on my shotgun. Decided to build a flamethrower because flamethrowers, funnily enough, not illegal in the United States, not illegal in Massachusetts, not illegal outside of Boston. I mean, you can't fucking wave one around in like the middle of the goddamn street. But not illegal, especially this kind here, which is an agricultural flamethrower used for like weed burning and whatnot. Talk to the Brotherhood about Liberty Prime, their, you know, giant-ass fighting robot that people seem to forget that they own, right? The Brotherhood wouldn't hate Yes Man, and the Brotherhood wouldn't hate the army of Securitrons in Fallout New Vegas because they have Liberty Prime, and they use robots all the time for security reasons. Just something they would own and love to get their hands on and utilize. Well, fucking off to go talk to Halen, I do believe. I came across this listening post, relay station, whatever. These things actually exist and crisscross the United States. In case of our telecommunications network ever went down, it's a line of sight radio system, right? It shoots radio waves from one tower system to another so that everything around it can't intercept it. So unless you know exactly where it is, you're not going to get any fucking information from it. You could still find some of them out in the Midwest, I do believe. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing to actually look up. Quite a few videos on YouTube about them and what they were used for. Very, very strange things that we always had. Well, talking to Halen, the Brotherhood goes into another fucking war. Random vertibirds going down, random super mutants coming out the woodwork, explosions like no tomorrow. Crazy. Crazy. That is one of the better things that they did in Fallout 4 than any of the other Fallout games, in my opinion. Well, any of the newer Fallout games, in my opinion. And that was the random encounters in the world. They just worked well. We talked to Halen. By this point in time, I'm wearing the Mojave Manhunter clothing. It's from a good mod. Check it out. Head to the glowing sea to find the nukes for Liberty Prime. Take out a Deathclaw in like 2 shots with the harpoon gun. It hits hard. Find the Sentinel site. Make our way down into it, which is pretty much just run past all the ghouls and shit. Of course, there's a child of Adam that wants to use it for religious purposes. I'll never understand these guys, right? Why would you want to become irradiated and die a horrible, painful death that way? Sure, they say disappear in his glow and atomize and all that shit. You know, disappear in nuclear hellfire. Why don't they just, like, Jonestowns themselves then, right? Get everyone together, get a few mini nukes, make them into mines, set them off, and be done with the shit. Instead of just being fucking weirdos like they are. Turn on the anti-communism robot here. Still funny. Still funny. Liberty Prime was never actually deployed to Anchorage, Alaska because power armor was developed and was utilized and won Anchorage. Just a fun fact there. We head back to Maxon. He tells us that Dance is a robot and that we have to go and kill him because he's a traitor. He's not really a traitor, right? Because the way the Institute does it is they kidnap the person, they kill the person, or they kidnap the person, yank out all their memories and know-how and knowledge, implant that into a synth, and then kill the person. Maybe. They could very well just keep him in cryostasis. I don't fucking know. So this Dance, while not being the original Dance, is still... What's the word I'm looking for? Well, Dance wasn't a traitor is what I'm getting at, right? The original Paladin Dance. This one here that tried to blow me up deserves what he fucking got. Alright. The original Paladin Dance, though, that was kidnapped either before or after... Well, it'd be... Well, after he came to the Commonwealth. Probably one of the times he was out scouting or some shit. Although how they got him, I don't know. Right, because they would have had to... He would have fought them tooth and nail. It's just strange. It's just strange. Unless it was just like a random synth that was sent out into the world to like infiltrate. I don't know. Head back to the railroad to try to deal with them. Find a railway rifle on Desdemona, even though I looted her earlier and only left her with a 38 pistol. Whatever, take that too. Might try to utilize it later. Get Pam all hooked up to the whatever the fuck for the Brotherhood so they can utilize it. Go back, tell the captain about it. He's happy that the mission went off and did good and all that shit. Head to Mass Fusion. Avoid using the minigun. Take some damage. Try to use the railway rifle, and while it works somewhat, the projectiles are just too slow for my liking. Toss out a couple of cryo mines because I actually sat and thought about this, right? A cryogenic mine is a mine that is supposed to explode in ice. Okay, cool, whatever. One, ice isn't explosive. So that means they'd need to cool the air rapidly to try to cause like a concussive blast. Maybe. I don't know. Unless it's like a pressurized container of super cooled fluid or something. I don't know. The way it explodes in such a concussive way, I feel like it's more akin to dry ice in a bottle. Neither of those things is illegal. Mind you, the cryolator was made like in secret in Vault 111. Cryogenic mines and grenades seem like something that was toyed with mostly for... Well, why wouldn't you toy with it, right? The CIA has a bunch of weird shit that they did during the Cold War. Like the cat listening device and the bat bombs and all sorts of random shit. So I feel like it might have been something that they were testing. Not technically a mine. I mean, mines just don't work like they do in Fallout anyway. But I'm not counting them as being a weapon because, quite frankly, they're not. It's just a blast of cold. Super cold, but a blast of cold and or a blast of concussive air. Which, like I said, you can get the same results with some dry ice and a glass bottle. Although you get better results with dry ice and a plastic bottle. While installing the beryllium thingy into the robot, the Brotherhood kind of went to war. I didn't know that anything could, like a random encounter could happen this close to the airport to draw all the Brotherhood in. But it did, so that's interesting to know. Now we're pretty much in the end game here. Fast travel to the ruins of the Institute, which I feel like was like a think tank style group before the end. There's no way they had that entire infrastructure built for their underground base after the war. There's just no way. Liberty Prime, you know, lasers his way in. Don't know why we needed to grab his nukes. Like, sure, he uses a nuke to loosen the ground around it and then burns a hole into it, but come on now. Just use that to begin with, man.
Obstruction eliminated.
After he blasts our hole in, kind of hop in. Head into the Institute, put my flamethrower to use some. It's okay. Again, industrial and agricultural flamethrowers not really meant for combat, right? They're not pressurized, right? So that makes sense to me. We nuke the Institute, ending the game. Yes, you can beat Fallout 4 while following Massachusetts law. I take out the rest of the Brotherhood and all that happy good shit. And they just kind of stand around for a while. AI is always so weird at the end of the game. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video.